out there with Allen. Then it's Robinson. Clarkson against Brown. Now, here's Clarkson. T right on him. Can't hit that one.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right. He stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
Robinson left side. Stolen by Thompson. Here's Clarkson. Out of hand on it. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. Outside Bradley. KD against Hayward. And Thompson kicks to Gallinari. Clock at 4. Here's Clarkson. Sinks the three-pointer. Clarkson's got the first 3 points of the night up on the board for Cleveland. And this is what we've been waiting for all summer long, all off-season long. After many months, Doris, basketball is finally back.
And what's incredible, Kevin, is the NBA's popularity just continues to grow. There's worldwide enthusiasm. The NBA players represent the league so well, and my goodness gracious, can they play some basketball?
Interesting how now the league, Doris, is commanding the calendar all year round. It used to be such a seasonal game. Now it's 365 days a year.
So many storylines throughout the course of the summer. Who's playing where and with whom?
To the paint. Thompson with the rebound.
Unbelievable. He blew that. Look, guys, no clue what went wrong there.
Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. He dishes it to Clarkson. Over Brown. The Knicks pull it in.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Here's Durant. Nails the baby hook.
Well, this is exactly how you want to attack the defense. Kevin Durant accepting the punishment, but refuses to be denied.
Clarkson taking his time here. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, hard to find a team more iconic in the NBA than the New York Knicks. They are a premier brand.
Greg, this is absolutely true. This is an organization that has played a few games in London that have helped them, and it hasn't seemed to matter that the team has struggled for an extended period of time. They remain a major media presence in a major market. The NBA is better when the New York Knicks are a factor.
And he knocks down the first one.
The one thing with Clarkson, sometimes he can get a little out of control, and he does a tremendous job creating offense and putting himself in a position to attack.
And both free throws good for Clarkson.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work, and it pays dividends.
Allen, the bounce pass. Robinson dishes to KD. And the officials call a traveling violation. And while we have a chance, let's take a look at the best free throw shooters in the league from last season. Gallinari, fourth.
He was locked and loaded from the free throw line all season. Never suffered through any real lulls in that department.
Bradley against Allen. Bradley passes to Thompson. Clarkson on the wing. He's covered by Brown. 5 on the clock. There's the triple. Drills it from outside.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks as always. I had a chance to catch up with Coach John Beilein. And it's no secret they have to contain Kevin Durant. The problem is, even with a hand in his face, KD's tall enough to knock it down. Coach said, "We just hope he misses." True words. Kevin?
Thanks, David. The Knicks shooting their first free throws of the night. That one is off. Turner's checked in for New York. There it comes in for Brown. Good on the second free throw. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Gallinari outside. Oh, the lob to Gallinari, and Gallinari throws it down.
Well, that's the IQ of Gordon Hayward on display. He understands what the defense is trying to take away and finds the open man.
Now, here's Barrett. He's coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta.
Boy, and defensively, he had them off balance. He was able to come away with 4 steals. That's how you do it. The D looked helpless on that possession.
And with the way Mitchell Robinson can protect the rim doors, there's a lot to like about that second-round pick.
Yeah, on draft day, Mitchell Robinson flew under the radar, but he had a great summer league. He got tremendous minutes early as a rookie. This is a great leaper, a great shot blocker, always something teams can use, both of those attributes.
And the Knicks with possession here, following the score by Cleveland. Outside, KD. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Well, Kevin Durant has an ability to put the ball on the deck and finish off the drive. Prime example there.
Gallinari against KD. And it's sent back by KD. Here's Tice. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Here's Allen. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
So they're going to have to come up with a better matchup. This guy just too much speed.
Nunn passes to Tice. Gallinari on the wing. Stolen by Durant. And Turner with a clear path to the rack. And Hayward with the block.
Well, this is where Gordon Hayward has turned himself into a dependable two-way player. How good is he at using his length to turn away these shots?
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Well, Doris, you knew that his free agency would be one of the biggest stories of the summer. Everyone tried their best to land Kevin Durant.
And even considering the injury, anyone would be willing and able to take Kevin Durant on their roster. Why? Because when he's healthy, you become an immediate contender.
Checked in for Durant, and it's Ntilikina in for Allen. Brown is checked in for Cleveland. Harris comes in for Jordan Clarkson. Here's Nunn. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Out to the wing. Shoots the three. Robinson pulls it in. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they come in off the loss to the Bulls. Now the pass to Turner. And Lehman now top of the key. Passes it to Robinson. And out of bounds. The Cavaliers will take it.
And taking a look here at the numbers for Turner. Last season's performance for him. Last season, he averaged 6 points a game. 4 assists and 4 rebounds. I mean, the numbers aren't bad on their own, but he knows that he can help this team in a bigger way.
And sometimes it comes down to the flow of the offense. One night it's your night, another night perhaps it's somebody else's.
Once again off the mark by Cleveland. Knicks trail by 3. 34 seconds left here in the opening quarter. There at the pass to Lehman. Just 5 to shoot. New York needs to get off a shot. Puts up a 3. Ntilikina gets the bucket. Ntilikina's got the game tied up here for the Knicks.
Well, Frank Ntilikina showing you that under great defense, he can keep his focus and knock it down.
And here's Gallinari. From deep three-point range, and the last shot before the buzzer is off. It's a tie game in New York. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. Dance team. Ladies and gentlemen, dance team. Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Vámonos. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the Knicks. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, on out there with Daniel Tice. Then there's Harris. Then it's Thompson. And it's Nunn in at the 1 spot. Here's Lehman. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him.
Well, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Looking at the Knicks, they want to turn it around after the loss to Atlanta. Here's Nunn. Kicks it to Harris. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Harris has got his first 3 points of the game.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling 3-point opportunities.
Here's Lehman. It's stolen by Harris. And finished off by Brown.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Boy, in a tight game like this, that can change the whole tone. It helps your opponent get into a little bit of a rhythm.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Inside, here's Harris, and the shot goes down. Now it's a 4-point Cavalier lead, or sometimes what was once considered a negative becomes a positive. For example, cleaners are now looked at as very valuable assets and very versatile assets.
Yeah, Kev, no doubt. Like, think about how much the game has changed for players like Draymond Green, who was so integral to the success of the Golden State Warriors. Here is a young guy who was considered at one point coming out of college for the power forward and center spot, too small to play the position. But as the NBA has downsized, as it's gotten smaller and faster, Draymond Green can be as important as any other player on a roster.
And the first one drops. The Knicks making a switch here. Brown's checked in, and Cleveland also making a change. Bradley's checked in. And he makes both free throws. Knicks trail by 6. Here's Ntilikina. 20 points for him last game against Atlanta.
And don't forget the sensational plays he made out there. He saw the court so well, firing perfect passes to teammates for wide open shots.
Now here is Harris in the corner. Bradley with it. Here's Thompson, and it's Thompson with the jam.
Well, that's a prime example of why Tristan Thompson is considered one of the best offensive rebounders in the game right now.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first. They went to Cleveland for their last meeting with the Cavaliers, and they came out with a win.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Checked in for Cleveland.
And a moment here to check out the stats for Hayward, how he performed last season. Averaged about 11 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them. Well, Frank Ntilikina still trying to find his niche, right? You've seen him spend some time at the point guard. You've seen him on the wing. This guy has got to find the position that maximizes his impact.
Here's Ntilikina following the score by Avery Bradley. Count that bucket. Ntilikina's got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, floaters are notoriously difficult shot, but Ntilikina makes it look easy.
Three-pointer. Hayward. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Hayward's got the lead up to 9 now for the Cavs. For New York, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Doris, as you said with Ntilikina, it's been a search to find the right role for him in the NBA.
When you're a high draft pick, Kevin, as you know, there's always expectations. And for Ntilikina, I don't necessarily think his role has been clearly defined to this point. Once he sorts that out and his offense comes along, because of his defensive prowess, I think he should be fine.
And so it's New York with it after Gordon Hayward's miss.
Well, the length and size of Kevin Durant make him a prime target on the interior. So good at forcing the issue close to the basket.
Greg, you get so caught up in how great Durant is at scoring that you forget sometimes about his other terrific offensive skills.
You know, Katie doesn't really get a lot of recognition for his passing, but he has fantastic vision. I mean, arguably, he might be the most underrated superstar ever. Sees so many double teams and does a great job of getting the ball out to open teammates.
The free throw drops for Durant.
Well, MVP is already attached to Kevin Durant's name. But what I love, he continues to excel and improve.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Gallinari comes in for Troy Brown. And it's Clarkson in for Gary Harris. And so Durant nails them both. Doris, you've covered so many great basketball players over your many years in this business. As a player, coach, now broadcaster, who has been your favorite athlete to watch or cover or report on?
All right, Kevin, you know I can't possibly name one, so I'm going to just throw several names out there. LeBron James has overcome so many challenges as a young person even before his NBA career. So his story is absolutely incredible and inspirational. How about Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers in the history of the NBA, or Damian Lillard, who has proven so loyal to his fan base and organization and is one bad man when a game is on the line in the playoffs.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Poke loose. Outside Turner. Shot clock at 6. High post try. Brown outside. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Well, don't sleep on Avery's athleticism, right? Terrific at finishing these opportunities with force.
Allen with it. Now guarded by Bradley. Outside Turner. There's 1:26 left to play here in the second quarter. And again, it's the Knicks missing. And Gallinari kicks to Bradley. Lets it go from 11. No good that time. And New York the other way now. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. The Knicks shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
They're checked in for Bruce Brown. And Allen drops them both.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
Here's Nunn. Turner covering. Buries it from 3-point range. Gallinari's got the lead up to 12 now for the Cavs.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Now here's Turner. He's still scoreless so far in this one.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
I tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
And that's a shot he makes with regularity, but that time the defense up to the challenge.
And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson, the first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. The second quarter was all theirs. Major uptick in offensive and defensive intensity as they did their jobs with precision, now sitting on a comfortable 12-point lead at the half. And that'll...
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You gotta like what Jordan Clarkson has done in this game.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Knicks. On out there with Allen. And it's Durant. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. The Cavaliers leading by 11. Clarkson passes to Thompson. Dishes to Hayward. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, Gordon Hayward obviously still working his way back to peak form. Let's remember, this guy was an all-star in 2017. We know he can be a franchise guy.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Solid work at the line a season ago. 83% on his opportunities.
And Doris, you talk about when Gordon Hayward is playing his best. What makes him, in your mind, so special?
Well, when he's right physically, he can be a go-to offensive weapon, Kevin. This guy is the true definition of triple threat, right? He can pick you apart with his passing, with his shooting, and also off the dribble drive. Boy, when he's right, he is tough to stop.
Pass to Hayward.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a pass to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch. And And Durant puts up a deep three. New York, no good that time either.
Well, an 0-for-3 start to the half, you need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Allen kicks to Durant. Robinson passes to KD. He can't hit that time. Hayward with some nice D.
Ugh, ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first four. They've got to get on track. It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
And Greg, you know this. It's not easy building a lead on the road, but this team has been lights out throughout the game.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And here's what the Cavaliers' schedule looks like. On Friday, they're off to Charlotte to face off with the Hornets. And then on Saturday, they'll be taking on Clint Capella and the Atlanta Hawks.
And guys, one thing about road trips like this one, they'll be seeing this as a chance for the team to come together. It might be a bit of a silver lining for a trip that doesn't always provide a lot of success.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Brown is checked in for Hayward. And it's Gary Harris in for Clarkson. And he's good on the second. So it's such an honor to be on this with you. And you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career and what you chose?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder.
Thanks, Kev.
Bradley passes to Thompson. Gallinari surveying the D. Got a piece of it. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Let's take a look at the numbers for Gary Harris. How he did last season. Last season, he averaged 13 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And it's always nice to be able to bring a shooter like him off the bench.
Well, hard to win if you can't get points productivity, and that's what makes this guy valuable to that second unit.
The Knicks making a switch here. Barrett's checked in.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Pass to Nunn. Back to Brown. Shoots it. The Cavaliers again can't hit. So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the Knicks. They trail by 16, and it's blocked. Gallinari against Robinson, and it's Gallinari missing.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
Here's Ntilikina. 5 points in the game. It's rebounded by Tice.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And slam dunk by Harris.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Ntilikina passes to Barrett. Right side Robinson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's top shot blockers from last season. You look at Robinson, second in the NBA, a great defender.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
The Knicks making a switch here. Turner's checked in. The Cavaliers leading by 16. Here's Nunn. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. He kicks it to Gallinari. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Cavaliers lead by 18.
and really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Turner, the bounce pass. Outside Robinson. Here's Barrett. That one wide left.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for the Cavaliers. Jordan Clarkson comes in for Harris. Cleveland with the ball. They're on a 14-5 run here. Hayward. That one doesn't drop. Now the Knicks take it the other way.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart, and let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
Barrett, no good. The Cavaliers leading by 22. Here's Hayward. It's not going to go for him. Great D that time from Durant. Now here's Turner, guarded closely. Outside Durant. Fouled on the shot, picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up.
Boy, this guy has been terrific. The rest of the team, however, struggling.
Kadeem Allen, he's checked in for the Knicks. That free throw good from Durant. Cleveland's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. Now, here's Clarkson. He's tightly guarded. 3 seconds left, and the Cavaliers getting another bucket right there.
Well, Jordan Clarkson specializes at capitalizing on what the defense gives him. Nicely done in the mid-range.
And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. So on the floor for Cleveland, they've got Clarkson, Hayward out there with Daniel Tice. Then it's Thompson, and it's Nunn in at the point. Shot clock at 3. The shot by Thompson, no good. Knicks trail by 21. To the inside, uses both ends to slam it down.
Listen, this guy is far from just a scorer. Kevin Durant loves to share the basketball.
Here's Clarkson. Good, nice job down low.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time, Greg. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Basket, good.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Greg, to me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Brown is checked in for Evan Turner. Bradley's checked in for Cleveland. Well, some of these players are making more money on endorsement deals than on their NBA contracts. I mean, I just shake my head at that, don't you?
It's an amazing time in which we live because the power of social media and the understanding of today's athlete that their brand is significant and that their brand extends outside of the lines of competition. You see so many men who have overseas opportunities, whether you're talking Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell. They understand the power of the face and the talents they bring to the table. Truly, truly remarkable young men.
Remarkable indeed. Brown against Clarkson. It's rebounded by New York. Brown outside. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Thompson. The shot missing. The Knicks go the other way with it. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Barrett. A switcher also for Cleveland. Alinari, he's checked in for Daniel Tice. Clarkson passes to Bradley. That one goes. Counted. And the Cavaliers lead by 18.
Well, Avery Bradley using incredible strength. You like how he maintains his physicality on these tough finishes.
Kept alive. A beautiful reverse layup.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
No doubt those extra possessions can really add up against you when you do not take care of the defensive glass.
And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. Of course, here's something kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about moving the draft to after free agency. What would that look like?
Well, I think talent is always going to be at a premium. So I would think if there's a guy that's the absolute definitive #1 pick, he's going #1 regardless of roster construction. But the reality is it might help those teams who maybe if they know who's on the roster, it might change the kind of draft selection they would make. So it's an interesting supposition. We'll see if the NBA moves in that direction.
Clarkson against Brown. Down low. And KD the bucket on the assist by Brown. 22 points for KD.
Kevin Durant on a prototypical KD roll. My man is going.
A shot by Hayward, wide open. Good on the triple.
Well, that's his second 3 of the game. 1 in the first half, 1 here.
Sabonis is out there with Bamba. And it's Bazemore at the 3 slot. Now Fox. And the official start of the season, Chris. Is there any opening day for you that sticks out in the many years you played in the NBA?
One opening game, and I don't remember who we played, but I know it was with Allen Iverson. And AI and I had meetings before the season, and we were talking about just how much we wanted to win. We knew we were coming up on the end of our careers, or I remember never entering a preseason with so much hope, because I knew that he was in, I knew that I was in, and we knew that we both wanted it so bad. So I think we both scored 30 or did something crazy like that. I don't remember, but coming out with him that preseason was so special, because I knew we were going to set the tone for how our team was going to play, and we were engaged that year.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Green. Fast break. The Lakers. Here's LeBron. And finished off by LeBron.
And you can think of all the different images in your mind over the years of James attacking the rim.
Fox dishes to Bamba. Good D by Howard.
Some very aggressive defense to prevent the easy lay-in.
To the middle. Here's Love. And the dunk by Love.
All right, you better respect the athleticism of Love. If you don't, he'll put you in a poster.
Bogdanovich against Green. A pass to Fox. Clock at 6. Bamba trying to break free. Fox, no good. Lakers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. That's a 2 from Paul. And the Lakers get it back. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back. They shoot again, and James with the layup. James has got 6.
Once again, the instincts of James, just phenomenal. I mean, he's phenomenal at being at the right place at the right time.
Nice shot there by Bamba.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now here's James. 29 points for him last game against Houston.
While he was doing that, I mean, dropping buckets. He was keeping everybody else involved, too. I mean, he had a tremendous night facilitating.
Now Bazemore following Chris Paul's 3-point attempt. Outside, Fox trying to find Bamba. He gets it to him.
And just throw it up there. I mean, Bamba, as long as you time the pass right, he's going to flush that one down.
Paul surveying the floor. To the inside. And LeBron with the basket, the assist by Love. 8 points for LeBron.
Oh, this first quarter couldn't be going much better for him. 4 for 5 from the field to get things cracking.
The wide open look here for Fox. And a miss there on the triple. And even though Chris Dwight Howard won't be logging the 35-plus minutes he once did, he is still a factor when he's on the floor.
Oh, yeah, Kevin, you better pay attention to Dwight. He can still hurt you with any touch he gets around the basket. I like seeing him in short bursts where you can force the opposing team to adjust to him inside.
Now, here's Fox, following the shot by Chris Paul. The Kings need to get off a shot here. Sabonis, the rebound by the Lakers.
Oh, he found the open space for mid-range, just maybe rush his release a little bit.
Paul passes to LeBron, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. James has got 10 points in the game.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Knocks it loose, and so the ball is out of bounds. Bogdanovich touched it last.
And a moment here now to see the numbers for LeBron James. He's coming off an excellent season. He put up about 27 points per game last season, 8 assists and 8 rebounds. And the phrase stats don't lie absolutely applies here. He's been a monster on the court for this team.
He's oozing with confidence. I mean, and it shows. Every time he steps on the floor, he expects to dominate.
So the Kings call timeout, their first.
And with LeBron James managing to extend his prime, the pressure is on this Lakers organization to make the most of it.
Yeah, you're right, Jay. I mean, it's the kind of pressure you want, though. I mean, getting those superstar players is the hard part. Finding that supporting cast, that's the hard work part.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Kings. And then for Los Angeles, DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Howard. Markieff Morris comes in for Kevin Love. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Paul.
He spots up so well off the ball. Lamb, an excellent all-around jump shooter.
James outside. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And there's the pass to Holmes. Jordan with the rebound.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling, and he's gotten the perfect position to alter the shot.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Here is Davis after Rajon Rondo's bucket. And here is Payton. He's coming off a 16-point game against New Orleans. Here's Lamb, the good-looking shot from the wing.
Oh, the pure-looking jumper. There's no question that Lamb has the confidence in his shot.
Rondo bounce pass. Morris kicks to James. And the dunk by James.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Going for the juggler right off the bat. I mean, jumping out to an impressive early lead.
Now here is Davis. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Lamb. No good there. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Oh, Morris in position. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Well, you think defensively that you try to pack in the lane. I mean, but that opens up some opportunities for their shooters.
Now here's Payton. Outside, Lamb shoots it up. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. 6 points for Lamb. The Lakers on offense. They're on a 14-6 run. Here's Rondo. Softly drops in the floater.
Excellent all-around performance so far. Hence the big lead.
Yeah, Greg, they've come out of the gate strong at both ends of the floor. Just in total control so far.
And so it's LeBron James making things happen for the Los Angeles Lakers. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense they need right now. And we'll be right back after this. Chris Paul, an elite defensive player, a student of the game for sure, talks about his knack for making a lot of steals, forcing turnovers.
The steals thing is just something that I've always had a knack for doing, and just...
Well, you hear about the importance of watching film, Greg. It reveals itself in many ways.
And learning guys' habits. What they like to do gives him a knack for when to go after steals without hurting his team.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, the Lakers are pretty much in control here.
They came in on a mission, razor-sharp offense in that first period.
Yeah, and now they got to find a way to keep it going, keep growing that lead.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court right now for the Kings, Richaun Holmes out there with Washington. Then it's Jeremy Lamb. Then there's Payton. And it's Davis in at the two-guard spot.
Well, when you look at a guy like Kevin Looney, I mean, he gives his team so much. I mean, great option to have either starting or off the bench with his versatility.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Passes it to Holmes. LeBron against Lamb. A rebound by the Lakers. LeBron's got 4 rebounds in this game. And Chris, with Looney, he is a bit of a glue guy, and his defense is his calling card.
Well, he slots into so many lineups as he can play the 4 or the 5 and basically guard anyone on the floor. He has a good motor and doesn't need a ton of touches to be effective.
Payton kicks to Lamb. And Davis now top of the key. Washington passes to Lamb. No good with the wing jumper. Lakers leading by 19. The three. It's rebounded by Payton.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Pass to Washington. Over Rondo. Washington, that's good. Washington's got his first bucket in this one.
Good anticipation on the feed. He knows exactly where to go with that ball.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here.
Hey, Chris, there's a lot to like for this Kings franchise right now. Fans have got to be excited about their future.
Yeah, and credit my man Vlade in the front office for rebuilding. They got lots of great young talent, and they kept their picks. The team should be a big factor in the West in the coming years.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Mohamed Bamba, he's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Ken Bazemore comes in for Jeremy Lamb. Bogdan Bogdanovic, he's checked in for Davis. And De'Aaron Fox subbed in for Elfrid Payton. Up top, Fox. He's coming off a 28-point game against New Orleans.
And they kept fouling him. I mean, it only made him more aggressive. He wound up having a huge night at the free throw line.
Back to LeBron. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 3 assists in the game. The Kings trail by 21. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Bazemore. Great D that time from LeBron.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after years and years of rebuilding, the Kings are finally a team on the rise, and they're earning respect. Draymond Green said they've got a lot of young talent, never quit. Probably the fastest team in the history of the NBA. Green said after he plays them, I leave the game exhausted. I go home, I'm dead. And Kevin, we know that Green is pretty accustomed to going all out.
David, he sure is. He's got a lot of engine in him. Thank you so much.
And really, when Bamba has this positioning, you got to get it to him. He's a very reliable scorer from there.
Here's LeBron and the dunk by James.
I mean, this could end up being a big night for him. I mean, if this quarter is any indication.
And here's Fox. He'll bring it up for the Kings. Their next game, playing at home, is the Nets coming to town. And that'll be the 4th of this 5-game homestand. Down low. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Chris, there are guys that talk a lot of trash on the floor. You played against some legendary trash talkers. Who stands out in that area when you think back to when you played?
And I tell you what, the 2 guys that are on my mind, they definitely could have talked trash with the best of all time, and that's Pat Beverly. We've seen what he does. He just keeps coming and coming and coming. And that guy, Day-Day, yeah, Draymond Green, the one that plays out there in Golden State. Oh, yeah, he has a mouth on him, too. I think you heard of him.
And when you played, who was the best trash talker back in your day?
By far, Larry Bird and Gary Payton. Those 2 guys would talk trash that so much that you would get entertained into their talking and be like, well, what are you going to say next? I'm having a good time out here. It was always in fun, but trust me, they always wanted to stick that dagger into you, too, while they were talking.
You couldn't hide a smile either. They start getting you going. You could not hide a smile.
I couldn't, and that was my thing. I talked trash while I was smiling, so maybe no one else knew what I was saying but you. But those guys, yeah, they keep you laughing out there. They talk trash about you, themselves after they missed the shot. They would talk themselves down or talk to a fan that was talking to them. So it was always entertaining. The best trash talkers talk to everyone, not just to their opponent.
Lakers shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
Always an adventure from the line. One of the few blemishes on Howard's career.
Wood, he's checked in for Bamba.
Well, the new arena for the Kings looks amazing, C-Webb. Just how much has this meant to the city?
Oh, it means so much to the city, GA. I mean, ownership has been wonderful. It keeps the team here long term. It's revitalized the whole downtown. And Sacramento is a city that has thrived with the addition of this arena.
Here's the list of players who had the most steals in the NBA last season. Third is Chris Paul.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
James against Bazemore. James, the pass to Morris. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for Sacramento. On Sunday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Tuesday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks. Hall finds Howard. 5 to shoot, and the foul on Kent Bazemore. That is his first foul of the game. And growing up, Chris, LeBron James always looked up to Michael Jordan, following in his footsteps. And like his idol, LeBron having success in the movies as well.
No one better to take that starring role. I mean, blockbusters, comedies. When his playing days are done, LeBron will continue to entertain.
Oh, great ball movement there.
For Sacramento, they've gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Wood can't hit.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. Still playing at an MVP level, LeBron James, the greatest player of his generation, and some would argue of all time. We can't take for granted what we've been able to witness.
And the first one at the line is good.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Sacramento making a switch here. Davis is checked in. The Lakers also with a sub. Green's checked in. Green against Davis. Bazemore on the wing. Outside, Fox. Inside, Sabonis. And it's sent back by Howard.
No trespassing. Howard patrolling the defense.
And the ball out of play. The Kings will inbound.
Yeah, with no defensive pressure at all, you've got to be able to make that exchange.
Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Sacramento. Alfred Payton comes in for De'Aaron Fox. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Jordan, he's checked in for Morris. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Wood. He kicks to Davis. Six on the shot clock. Will it go? Sacramento again missing. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline.
Thanks very much. From one Kevin to another, you guys were dominant in that first half and you have a big lead, but do you forget about that in the second half?
Oh, yeah. We got to treat it like a 0-0 game. I know we're going to stay in the locker room. We got to come.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
LeBron James had it going on in the first quarter. He had 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
In terms of their offensive performance, that was a very well-played half of basketball.
And that should...
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been a clinic out there by James.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
Checking out the group for Frank Vogel to start the second half. Green and LeBron at the 2 and the 3. Howard is out there with Kevin Love, and it's Paul in at the point.
And defensively, I know we say it every game, you have to try to make someone other than LeBron beat you. Easier said than done.
Bamba's shot is off.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
He always wants to give him some numbers, and tonight he's giving him plenty.
And so Fox will bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. Bamba dishes to Bogdanovich. The shot comes out. Great tee that time from Green. Paul kicks to Green. Fox with the steal. Here's the break. Here's Bogdanovich. And a strong finish with two hands.
At 6'6", Bogdanovich had the height to throw it down.
The Lakers controlling the game. Paul outside. Releases. Off the left rim and out.
He's as surprised as anyone with that miss. When he's left alone like that, you can usually count it.
Fox passes to Sabonis. And here is Fox. Just 5 on the clock. Green with the rebound.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, he just hit a rough patch. He's trying to climb out of it, but he hasn't been successful.
And Bogdanovich, the bucket on the assist by Bazemore. Bogdanovich has got his second basket of the night.
A championship standard in LA with the Lakers. The expectations will always be high.
Oh, yeah, Jay, you've been there with me. I mean, we both looked up in the Raptors and seen those 16 championship banners up there. I mean, with LeBron James in the fold, the expectation is to get to 17, 18, 19. Wonderful vision. I mean, Love could have taken it himself, but has the eyes and the desire to make plays for others.
The pass to Bazemore. The shot. No good on that one. So the Lakers will take it the other way. James dishes to Green. Back to LeBron. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. For Sacramento, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the 3rd. Knocked loose. Fox kicks to Bamba. James against Bazemore. Outside, Fox. Sacramento again missing.
Hate to say it, he's dragging them down. Not a single bucket.
James, and finished off by LeBron.
And, you know, it's one thing to get the offensive rebound, but then how about the loud bucket he's able to convert?
He was in perfect position under the hoop, Greg. You're right. Once he gets his hands on the miss. And the foul called on Danny Green. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Kings. Rashawn Holmes comes in for Bamba. And Washington subbed in for Sabonis. And the Lakers also making a switch. Kevon Looney is checked in for Dwight Howard. And stolen by James. An even 3-on-3 break. And the wide open shot from Green. And it's off.
been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
So the opening lineup for the Heat, we've got Rudy Gay. Dragic is out there with Iguodala. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Butler in at small forward. And for the Hornets, Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Teague. Then it's Willie Cauley-Stein. Then it's Brandon Ingram. And it's Bjelica in at the power forward. Well, you watch Goran Dragic play, and Brent, he's so deceptive with his movement, both on and off the ball.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why, Kevin, is the change of speeds. I also add the fact that guys who can handle the ball and are crafty and are left-handed, boy, it's tough on a nightly basis to change up your mindset to guard a guy who you know is going to go left all the time as opposed to right. Trust me, in practice, I had to do that with Manu Ginobili a ton of time in San Antonio. Dragic similar, great use of speed change.
Ooh, the one-hand tomahawk, guys. Somebody's going to get their feelings hurt.
Yeah, they got the entire bench up right there as they saw that and out of their chairs. Now here's Ingram. 5 on the clock. Tipped away. It's stolen by Dragic. Now here's Iguodala. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. And in transition, it's Ingram. Here we go. Over Butler. It's hauled in by the Heat. Gay, that's a two-pointer. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for the Hornets. 4-point game. The Heat beat them last time when these two teams met down in South Florida.
Kev, I know it's early, but going 0 for 4 to start a game can make a team get a little bit tight.
And you can see that Butler is the total package. Solid at recognizing when one of his guys is open.
Now here's Ingram. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Jimmy Butler. Opening night, Brent, always exciting. Technically, every team is undefeated with a lot of hope.
But you're just fired up. I mean,
I am fired.
The NBA never stops, Kevin. We know this, right?
Isn't it great, though? I'm so glad it doesn't stop.
The offseason is just absolutely ridiculously exciting.
So fun.
So much movement and hope for franchises that, have struggled for a long time. And here we go. Hope springs eternal. It's opening night. I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
T makes it off the glass.
And off the schneid here. 1 of 5, but that's a big one.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Now we go to David Aldridge, who spoke with James Borrego. David.
Thanks, Kevin. He thinks the big issue for them is to make things difficult inside. He understands that their opponent has a physical presence, but he wants his guys to match that physicality or surpass it. Obviously a tough order to fill, but they have to do it.
Thank you, David. Here's Dragic after the made shot from Jeff T. Dragic gets the bucket.
Well, when you have an outstanding point guard that's making outstanding decisions like Dragic does, it can be lethal.
Teague surveying the D. Shoots over Dragic. Teague can't hit.
He may not be the strongest inside presence in the league, but still, he's got to convert from there.
Pass to Adebayo. 0-1 near Iguodala as he lets it go. No good with the triple. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Charlotte Hornets. Trailing by 2. Iguodala with the steal. And now here comes Iguodala leading the break. Some solid defense from Ingram.
And he gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
Teague can't hit. The Heat have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Three-pointer. That's good from Gay on the assist from Dragic. Gay's got 5.
Now this is Rudy Gay's game, outstanding at seizing the initiative and then looking to shoot once he catches the ball.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hornets. And Greg, when you look at the top perimeter defenders in the game today, how high does Jimmy Butler rank on that list?
Look, he's in the top handful, no doubt about it. Multiple all-defense selections. He is a true two-way terror.
So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Green, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Johnson comes in for Bielitz. Martin's checked in for Ingram. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Jeff Teague. And a new group getting ready for Miami. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Gay. Jones comes in for Butler. Robinson's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And Hero subbed in for Goran Dragic. Hornets trail by 5. Shoots. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
The D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
Here's Hero. Here's Adebayo. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Green. Got a piece of it. They retain possession. Shot clock at 5. And it's Martin penetrating. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for it. The Heat leading by 7. .115 left in the first quarter. Here's Hero, headed by Green. Hero passes to Adebayo. And good that time. Adebayo's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
I mean, I don't know. Does he look a couple steps slow today? He needs to shake that off and get into the zone and get on the scoreboard.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
Now here's Green. Can they get it? Rebound by Olyneyk.
I've not seen him shoot this poorly, guys, in a game this season.
Shots good by Hero.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And the pass to Martin. Puts up a 3. And no good. And so it's the Miami Heat. 13 points up at the end of the period. They've had such great ball movement. Jimmy Butler, a hard worker on the floor and off the court as well, possesses a unique injury.
I worked extremely hard to get where I am today.
A boombox aquarium, huh? Points for originality, Greg.
Butler, not shy, breaking from convention, beats to the rhythm of his own drum.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And for the Heat here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. In the middle, it's Olyneyk and Adebayo. Robinson is out there with Hero. And it's Jones in at the 3 spot. Here's Adebayo. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Adebayo's got the lead up to 13 now for the Heat.
And one issue for the Heat for years now, inefficient shooting.
Well, young players are learning how to defend, so you need to do that first. But if you can't go down on the offensive end, and you can't find ways to dig out of holes by shooting the basketball, you get down 10 or 12 points. Defense sometimes isn't enough. They've been the bottom third in points scored for quite a while.
Jones finds Olyneyk. Three-pointer. That shot missing. And the Hornets now going the other way. Following this run, they get to host the Cavaliers. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. That's good, and the Heat lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Caldwell-Pope. Robinson against Caldwell-Pope. Robinson passes to Hero. Throws it up high. A flawless finish on the alley-oop. And the Heat lead by 10.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Zizic. To the paint. Here's Caldwell Pope. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
All heart from Caldwell Pope there, using every ounce of strength to muscle that shot in.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Brandon, this next question culture we're in, what comments do you want to hear from players who have just lost a game and facing disappointment?
I like the humility aspect of this question, Kevin, and the thing that I listen to most from players who get it, they'll compliment their opponent first. Something had to happen where the opponent did something enough to beat you on that night. So you don't say that we did all these things. Give the opponent credit for it. Secondly, players who shoulder a massive amount of responsibility, they'll say that they could have played better first. And that takes and deflects everything away from their teammates. And then they'll talk about what they're looking forward to most, and their challenge is we'll get better tomorrow. We'll get better next game. And that they know there's room to grow. Those three things are pretty impactful.
Well said. It's Bielitsa and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Now, Bielitsa, a big guy who flows into offensive possessions and becomes an invaluable player in terms of the type of floor spacing you would want from a shooting big.
Billy Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Ante Zizic. Dragic looking for an opening, and it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That's his first foul. Butler on the wing. He's covered by Ingram. Good on the shot.
Very steady in-between game there for Butler. You don't want to let him get too many of those.
Here's Teague. Rebound by the Heat. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Iguodala dishes to Butler. Over Bielitsa. He's off on that one. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Charlotte's had to wait a bit the last few years. Now, the city hosted the All-Star game last season. But for the Hornets, they've gone 3 seasons without a playoff appearance and 15 seasons without winning a playoff series. In that time, the franchise has had 7 head coaches and a shifting front office. But Buzz City is hoping that its wait for playoff relevance will end soon. Kevin?
We all want it. David, thank you. Teague against Dragic. 4 on the clock. Pulls it from the elbow. And with that, the Heat lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Jeff Teague.
Love how Jeff Teague did not fear that attempt. He was amongst the trees, but it did not affect the shot.
Teague against Dragic. Cauley-Stein with the defensive effort. Next game for the Charlotte Hornets, it was a loss to the Heat in Miami. Since taking over the starting role in 2018, Willie Cauley-Stein lived up to his draft spot of being number 6 Greg overall in 2015.
And you knew that a big man like Cauley-Stein would take a few years to develop, but at a legit 7 feet and great length, he is everything you could hope for in a starting center. Well, all good things must come to an end. Iguodala was shipped out from the Warriors last year to clear room for D'Angelo Russell. Traded to the Grizzlies to make room for the Warriors in the Russell deal. Ultimately, I think will have a great legacy for his time with Golden State.
Jeff Green, he's checked in for the Hornets.
It took a little bit of time, but now he's taking the pen off the cap and putting his mark on this game.
Timeout called the Heat. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated. And a moment now to look at the numbers for Jimmy Butler. Coming off a terrific season. Last season, he averaged 18 points per, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And guys, he can just explode for points anytime he steps on the court.
Well, he looks to score, and he looks to score often.
And the basket by Olynyk.
Now, some guys have a hard time finding their teammates in those possessions. Dragic is always looking to dish to get it to the open man.
Teague, the pass to Caldwell Pope. Ollie Stein in the post. He's against Olynyk. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the call. Miami with the foul. The Hornets have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6.
Some potential still left in the tank here for Ollie Stein, who is seeming to gain more and more confidence and knowledge about how to go about his business over the course of an 82-game season.
Charlotte making a switch here. Martin's checked in. And then for Miami, Bam Adebayo's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Robinson is subbed in for Andre Iguodala. Martin finds Ollie Stein. Back to Martin. From deep. Dragic with some nice D. The Heat leading by 10. Butler on the wing. The teardrop falls in. Butler's got 9 points now in the quarter. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Teague against Dragic. Teague kicks to Martin. It's a fault to run, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
It's his first trip to the line. That's good for Martin. And Miami making a change here. And so Martin nails both of them. Last outing for Miami, it was a loss to the Hornets. Butler, he gets that one. Butler's got 11.
And when he gets inside, Butler's not going to be denied. Tremendous focus down low.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so we wrap up the first half. Heat out front, up by 12. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson. Miami did not hesitate to set the pace. They launched into a 6-0 run with an impressive effort. And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
They've got Ollie Stein. Brandon Ingram's out there with Bielitsa. Then there's Teague. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in at the 2. So that's who James Borrego starts the second half with. Here's Dragic. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. And stolen by Ollie Stein. Outside Teague. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That'll be his second foul of the game. Now, Gilgeous-Alexander. He kicks to T. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range.
Excellent defense from Dragic there to make sure that shot was not an easy one.
Iguodala deciding where to go with it. Pass to Dragic. Back to Iguodala. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. Ollie Stein grabs the board. Ollie Stein's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Out left to the wing. Outside Teague. Pass to Ingram. and he uses the glass on the layup. Ingram's got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Hornets. Rockets the pass to Butler. Gay trying to break free. It's Butler that time on the assist from Dragic. 13 points for Butler.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And Teague, here we go. Can't hit from in close.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Gay can't get it to go. Hornets trail by 12. Well, for Bielitsa, he's not the most athletic player on the floor, but Brent, he produces.
Now, Bielitsa, one of those guys who can flow into a transition and stop 3 or 4 feet behind the three-point line and drill you from there. So a nice guy as a secondary option on the break is Bielitsa.
Fires it up. Shots good from Butler. Butler's got 4 points this quarter.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
That one falls.
Gilgeous-Alexander comes at you in a lot of ways. There's floaters and pull-ups and drives. Pretty gifted offensive player.
And Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Last year, the average salary for a starting point guard, Brent, in the NBA, was the highest among all positions. Why would that be?
Well, with the way the game has changed, Kevin, there's certainly an emphasis on being able to find guys who are initiating offense, scoring the basketball, shooting three-pointers, and you're seeing a big shift in salaries between point guards and bigs. That's where the biggest disparity is. Centers in the league are getting less and less of an opportunity to have the extended big money contracts because the game has moved to the perimeter, and if you're a big that cannot play on the perimeter, there's not a lot of teams that are willing to invest a significant amount of their cap space into the center position. They want guards and wings who can play out there and do the damage for them.
And Olynyk kicks to Gay. Outside Dragic. Again, the miss by the Heat. And here's Caldwell Pope. He brings it up for the Hornets. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And the lead is down inside single digits. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his third basket of the night. Caldwell Pope against Iguodala. Butler deciding where to go with it. Shoots over Ingram. Shots good from Butler. Butler's got 17.
D has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
Gilgeous-Alexander creative and tricky on that play.
Timeout called the Heat.
And as things present themselves throughout a game, teams have to adapt on the fly.
And timeouts are a wonderful opportunity to just settle in and recollect the thoughts of your entire team. Not just the guys playing, but the entire team, Greg.
Some changes for Charlotte. Johnson comes in for Bielitsa, and Martin subbed in for Ingram. Then for the Heat, Derek Jones, he's checked in for Gay. Robinson comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Hero subbed in for Goran Dragic. Hero passes to Robinson. Over Martin. Hornets with the rebound. Zizic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
The possession's just way more efficient, I think, here tonight. Taking smarter, better shots, moving the ball around. That's helped them to get back in the ballgame.
Here's Hero. Doesn't go that time. Johnson with some nice D. Outside Martin. Back to Johnson. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Now just a 4-point Heat lead.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Hero passes to Butler. And that's a foul called on Ante Zizic. That is his first foul of the game. For Miami, they have come up empty at the line so far in 3 attempts. And some changes here for the Hornets. Green, he's checked in for Zizic. And it's Teagan for Martin. Floats it up for Butler. And slam dunk by Butler.
And Butler always looking to find that alley-oop. Just throw it his way and he'll handle the rest.
Gilgeous-Alexander finds Green. Charlotte moving it around. 6 to shoot. Fades back. And he overshot that one, missing. The Heat leading by 7. Outside Robinson. He dishes it to Jones. Pass to Butler. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And there is no better way to add to the lead.
Isn't that true, GA, especially when the slam is coming from the point guard?
Oh, yeah, and his teammates love that one. I'm sure he's going to hear about it when he gets to the huddle.
Gilgeous-Alexander kicks the tee. A 3-ball. And the last second attempt does not go in for him.
And you got to admire the tough.
Jimmy Butler has been on display for the Miami Heat. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll return shortly. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
And sometimes that's what can separate some of the best players, not just creating for yourself, but creating for others as well.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Hero out there with Robinson. Then it's Bam Adebayo. Then it's Jones. And it's Butler in at the 3 spot. Teague, the pass to Green. Bielitsa with it. The kick out to Teague. And the 3 off target.
Talk about hurting your team. I mean, he just can't get anything to go out there.
Back to Butler. And slam dunk by Butler.
And he has been running circles around the defense, and it's a different playing field now with Butler being on.
Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Teague against Butler. Gilgeous-Alexander surveying the D. He's 4 for 6 from the field with that miss. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Always a good sign of maturity and steps forward when you can take this kind of effort, focus, and concentration on the road to get a win.
Feeds to Butler. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Johnson. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Miami leading by 15. Here's Hero. Here's Butler. Butler missing again. Outside Teague. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Hero passes to Robinson. Butler on the wing. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Yep, that one goes.
Yeah, he's going to knock that down if you give it to him. Uncompetitive there defensively.
Well, defense also looking defeated. The lack of hustle is driving the coaching staff a little bit batty right now.
And the Hornets call time here. And the movement to bring the NBA back to Seattle, the Pacific Northwest. Brent, you played there half a decade. I know you've got fond memories. How much does that city love the NBA?
The Seattle fans are incredible and I don't know how much,
knowledgeable.
Yes, and how much longer do we have to keep talking about how we want a team in Seattle?
One of the great cities in this country.
A fantastic place to play, to live, and the city is starved to get the Sonics back up there in the green and gold.
And they'll support them.
Oh, there's no question about it. So the time is ticking, and everybody's excited about the opportunity in the near future for the team to return.
Near the three-point line, it's Ingram. No good, unable to end this run.
He'd love to make them pay for giving up that wide-open jumper, just unable to do so.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Hornets trail by 19. Outside Teague. Ingram outside. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And a look now at the Hornets' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then on Sunday, they'll tip off a road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic.
And Ingram, the former Blue Devil, an extraordinary player who only promises to get better.
The Heat leading by 17. Dragic kicks to Butler. And he's going up for the alley-oop.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Teague with the ball. The pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Over Iguodala. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. The Heat on offense. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. Pass to Iguodala. Back to Butler. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. And that's now 29 points for Butler. Hornets trail by 21. Passes it to Cauley-Stein. Here's Ingram. And again, the Hornets missing. The Heat have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. Iguodala against T. The drive by Iguodala. And he banks in the layup.
That's something Iguodala would like to do just about every time. A good scorer around the rim.
And the Hornets call time here.
Well, Bam at 6'10" might be a little bit undersized, but there's something in his activity on a nightly basis, Kevin, that feels like he plays bigger. Just a pogo stick, gets around, covers some ground laterally, and does a great job of both protecting the rim and finishing strong.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. Charlotte moving it around. Zizic passes to Green. And again, the Hornets missing. And without a bio and finishing plays, Brent, he is a terrific dunker.
No doubt. Guys are looking for him all over the rim, and you could throw it just about anywhere, and Bam is going to go up and just look for that. Bam right on you. Great energy, great athleticism, and continues to find ways in which he can make solid offensive contributions for the Heat.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Heat.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Jimmy Butler.
Just knows how to fill it up, and that's exactly what he did tonight. Nobody that they assigned to him could really get a handle on him.
Lock at 6. Here's Zizic. Bucket is good.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference. Not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Reddish the pass to Silva. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth. Pass to Hero. Here's the teardrop. He doesn't hit that one. And here is Green. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Jimmy, you have been outspoken about the need for maximum effort. Was it part of your plan to grab wins like the one we saw tonight?
It wasn't a part of our plan, but whatever works, works. I think we got a bunch of talented guys, and at times we forget how hard we got to play. On the road, at home, this is how we got to play basketball.
Jimmy, thanks for the time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.